we continue the Abdullah Yusuf Ali translation with Suwrah to Azzumar. The crowds. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, the revelation of this book is from God, the exalted and powerful of wisdom. Verily is we who have revealed the book to thee in truth, so serve God, offering him sincere devotion. Is it not to God that sincere devotion is due, but those who take for protectors other than God? Say, we only serve them in order that they may bring us nearer to God. Truly, God will judge between them in that wherein they differ, but God guides not such as are false and ungrateful. Hadn't God wished to take to himself a son, he could have chosen whom he pleased out of those whom he doth create, but glory be to him, he is above such things. He is God, the one, the irresistible. He created the heavens and the earth in true proportions. He makes the night to overlap the day and the day to overlap the night. He has subjected the sun and the moon to his law. Each one follows a course for a time appointed. Is not he the exalted in power? He who forgives again and again. He who creates you all from a single person, then created of like nature his mate. And he who sent down for you 8 head of cattle in pairs, he makes you in the wombs of your mothers. In stages one after another, in 3 veils of darkness, such is God, your Lord and cherisher. To him belongs all dominion. There is no God but he. Then how are ye turned away from your true center? If ye reject God, truly God hath no need of you, but he liketh not ingratitude from his servants. If ye are grateful, he is pleased with you. No bearer of burdens can bear the burden of another in the end. To your Lord is your return, when he will tell you the truth of all that ye did in this life. For he knoweth well all that is in hearts. When some trouble toucheth man, he crieth unto his Lord, turning to him in repentance. But when he bestoweth favor upon himself, as from himself, man doth forget what he cried and prayed for before, and he doth set up rivals unto God, thus misleading others from God's path. Say, enjoy thy blasphemy for a little while. Verily thou art one of the companions of the fire, is one who worships devoutly during the hours of the night, prostrating himself or standing in adoration, who takes heed of the hereafter, and who places his hope in the mercy of his Lord, like one who does not. Say, are those equal, those who know and those who do not know? It is those who are endued with understanding that receive admonition. Say, O ye my servants who believe, fear your Lord. Good is the reward for those who do good in this world. Spacious is God's earth. Those who patiently persevere will truly receive a reward without measure. Say, verily, I am commanded to serve God with sincere devotion, and I am commanded to be the first of those who bow to God in Islam. The first of those who bow and surrender to God. Say I would, if I disobeyed my Lord, indeed have fear the penalty of a mighty day. Say it is God I serve, my sincere, exclusive devotion. Serve ye what ye will beside him. Say truly those in loss are those who lose their own souls and their people on the day of judgment. Ah, that indeed is indeed the real and evident loss. They shall have layers of fire above them and layers of fire below them. With this doth God warn off his servants. O my servants, then fear ye me. Well, and have regard, really, but those who eschew evil and fall not into its worship, and turn to God in repentance. For them is good news, so announce the good news to my servants, those who listen to the word and follow the best meaning in it. Those are the ones whom God has guided, and those are the ones endued with understanding. Is then one against whom the decree of punishment is justly due, equal to one who eschews evil? Wouldst thou then deliver one in the fire? But it is for those who fear their Lord that lofty mansions, one above another, have been built. Beneath them flow rivers of delight, such as the promise of God. Never doth God fail in promise. Seest thou not that God sends down rain from the sky and leads it in through springs in the earth? Then he causes to grow therewith produce of various colors. Then it withers. Thou wilt see it grow yellow. Then he makes it dry up and crumble away. Truly, in this is a message of remembrance to men of understanding. Is one whose heart God is open to Islam, so that he has received enlightenment from God, no better than one hard-hearted. Woe to those whose hearts are hardened against celebrating the praises of Allah. They are manifestly wandering in error. Or Mustayasnian means those whose songs, prayer, praise, hymns, or worship is for God. So that's a festive title for religion. God is revealed from time to time the most beautiful message in the form of a book, constant with itself, yet repeating its teaching in various aspects. The skins of those who fear their Lord tremble, thereat then their skins and their hearts do soften to the celebration of God's praises. Such is the guidance of God. He guides therewith whom he pleases. But such as God leaves to stray can have none to guide. They're not taking in God's guidance. But, the emotion, the sensual and emotional highs, and the intellectual, psychiatric experience otherwise, for those who believe. Is then one who has no fear the brunt of the penalty? Is then one who has to fear the brunt of the penalty on the day of judgment and receive it on his face, like one guarded therefrom? It will be said to the wrongdoers, taste ye what ye earned. Those before them rejected, and so the punishment came to them from directions they did not perceive. So God gave them a taste of humiliation in the present life, but greater is the punishment of the hereafter if they only knew. We have put forth for humanity in this recital every kind of parable in order that they may receive admonition. It is a recital in Arabic without any crookedness. So there's an issue. It may be a translation issue. In order that they may guard against evil, God puts forth a parable: a man belonging to many partners at variance with each other, and a man belonging entirely to one master. Are those two equal in comparison? Praise be to God. But most of them have no knowledge. Truly, thou wilt die one day, and truly they too will die one day. In the end will ye all, on the day of judgment, settle your disputes in the presence of your Lord. Who then does more wrong than one who utters a lie concerning God and rejects the truth when it comes to him? Is there not in hell an abode for blasphemers? And he who brings the truth, and he who confirms and supports it, such are the men who do right. They shall have all that they wish for in the presence of their Lord. Such is the reward of those who do good, so that God will turn off from them even the worst in their deeds and give them their reward according to the best of what they have done. Is not God enough for his servant? But they try to frighten thee with others besides him. For such as God leaves to stray, there can be no guide, and such as God doth guide, there can be none to lead astray. Is not God exalted in power, able to enforce as well, Lord of retribution, if indeed thou ask them who it is that created the heavens and the earth, they will be sure to say, God say, see ye then the things that ye invoke besides God, can they, if God wills some penalty for me, remove his penalty, or if he wills some grace for me, can they keep back his grace? Say, sufficient is God for me, in him trust those who put their trust. Say, O my people, do whatever ye can, I will do my part. But soon will ye know who it is to whom comes a penalty of ignominy, and on whom descends a penalty that abides. Verily, we have revealed the book to thee in truth for instructing mankind. He then that receives guidance benefits his own soul, but he that strays injures his own soul, nor art thou set over them to dispose of their affairs. It is God that takes the souls at death, and those that die not, he takes during their sleep. Those on whom he has passed the decree of death, he keeps back from returning life, but the rest he sends to their bodies for a term appointed. Verily, in this are signs for those who reflect. What do they take for intercessors others besides God? Say, even if they have no power whatever and no intelligence, say to God belongs exclusively the right to grant intercession. To him belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. In the end, it is to him that ye shall be brought back, when God the one and only is mentioned in the heart of those who believe not. When God the one, the only is mentioned, the hearts of those who believe not in the hereafter are filled with disgust and horror. But when other than he are mentioned, behold, they are filled with joy. Say, O God, creator of the heavens and the earth, knower of all that is hidden and open, it is thou that wilt judge between thy servants in those matters about which they have differed. Even if the wrongdoers had all there is on earth, and as much more in vain would they offer it for ransom from the pain of the penalty on the day of judgment. But something will confront them from God which they could never have counted upon, for the evils of their deeds will confront them, and they will be completely encircled by that which they used to mock at. Now, when trouble touches man, he cries to us, but when we bestow a favor upon him, as from ourselves, he says, this has been given to me because of a certain knowledge I have. Nay, but this is but a trial, but most of them understand not, and thus did the generations before them say, but all that they did was no profit to them. Nay, the evil results of their deeds overtook them, and the wrongdoers of this generation, the evil results of their deeds will soon overtake them too, and they will never be able to frustrate our plan. Know they not that God enlarges the provision, or restricts it for any he pleases? Verily, in this are signs for those who believe. Say, O my servants who have transgressed against their souls, despair not of the mercy of God, for God forgives all sins. He is oft forgiving, most merciful. Turn ye to your Lord in repentance, and bow to his will before the penalty comes on you. After that ye shall not be helped, and follow the best of the courses revealed to you from your Lord before the penalty comes on you of a sudden, while ye perceive not, lest the soul should say, ah, woe is me, in that I neglected my duty towards God, and was but among those who mocked, or lest it should say, if only God had guided me, I should certainly have been among the righteous are lest it should say when it actually sees the penalty, if only I had another chance, I should certainly be amongst those who do good. The reply will be, nay, but there came to thee my signs, and thou didst reject them, and thou wast haughty and became one of those who reject faith. On the day of judgment wilt thou see those who told lies against God, their faces will be turned black. Is there not in hell an abode for the haughty? But God will deliver the righteous to their place of salvation. No evil shall touch them, nor shall they grieve. God is the creator of all things, and he is the guardian and disposer of all affairs. To him belong the keys of the heavens and the earth, and those who reject the signs of God, it is they who will be in loss. Say is it someone other than God that ye order me to worship, O ye ignorant ones? But it has already been revealed to thee, as it was to those before thee, if thou wert to join as if there were gods with God. Truly fruitless will be thy work in life, and thou wilt surely be in the ranks of those who lose all spiritual good. Nay, but worship God and be of those who give thanks. No just estimate have they made of God, such as is due to him. On the day of judgment, the whole of the earth will be but his handful, and the heavens will be rolled up in his right hand. Glory to him. High is he above the partners they attribute to him. The trumpet will just be sounded when all that are in the heavens and on earth will swoon, except such as it will please God to accept. Then will a second one be sounded, when behold they will be standing and looking on, and the earth will shine with the glory of its Lord. The record of deeds will be placed open. The prophets and the witnesses will be brought forward, and a just decision pronounced between them, and they will not be wronged in the least. And to every soul will be paid in full the fruit of its deeds. And God knoweth best all that they do. The unbelievers will be led to hell in crowds. Tomorrow. Until when they arrive there, its gates will be opened, and its keepers will say, did not messengers come to you from among yourselves, rehearsing to you the signs of your Lord, and warning you of the meeting of this day of yours? The answer will be true, but the decree of punishment has been proved true against the unbelievers. To them will be said, enter ye the gates of hell to dwell therein, and evil is this abode of the arrogant, and those who feared the Lord will be led to the gardens in crowds, until behold they arrive there. Its gates will be opened, and its keepers will say, peace be upon you. Well have ye done. Enter ye here to dwell therein. And they will say, praise be to God, who has truly fulfilled his promise to us and has given us this land and heritage. We can dwell in the garden as we will. How excellent a reward for those who work righteousness. And thou wilt see the unfallen angels surrounding the throne of God, on all sides singing glory and praise to their Lord. The decision between them at judgment will be in perfect justice, and the cry on all sides will be, praise be to God, the Lord of the worlds. And again, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Kind of indicating about the first chapter of the Quran, right? Well, I mean, broader reference than that too, right? But and as long as humanity is around, there's going to be difference in deeds and beliefs. But what is your source for those beliefs? Who sanctions those beliefs?